everyone. Yes, the CLAT forms are out. We've told you about the CLAT notification. We told you when the exam will take place. Now, today's session will be CLAT form filling. So, children, don't rush the CLAT forms. 1st August, the CLAT forms were released, but the submission date is 31st of October 2025, which means आपके पास बहुत टाइम है. आराम से वीडियो देखो, फॉर्म भरो, and once your account is made, your details are saved, check everything and then submit the form. So this is a step-by-step video of how to fill the form. So we are going to fill our form today. I'm going to fill my form and I'm going to show you at every step what has to be done. And you must watch this video, चाहे 2 बार देखिए, चाहे 3 बार देखिए, but before filling the form, video जरूर देखिए. So the CLAT important dates I've already told you. The exam date is 7th December 2025. The forms came out on 1st August 2025, but the last date of submission is 31st October 2025. So CLAT has given you a lot of time, and every year it gives you a lot of time before you start filling the form and start submitting. So सबसे पहले we have to create our account details. Login create करने से पहले we have to register. So the first step is click on register. Register page will come over here. Fill this page out with the name, phone number, email ID. Create your password and click on register. So as you can see, we are filling in the email ID, phone number. We have made a password. Password ऐसा बनाएं that you remember. Save the password somewhere. Of course, in case you forget the password retrieval के बहुत सारे steps होते हैं, so nothing to worry about it. The phone number and email ID that you give will be the place where they will give you the retrieval of the password. Now the account has been created. It is an OTP activation account. So we will have to receive the OTP. The OTP has come. Put in the OTP and activate. So it's a simple process जो आप हर जगह के लिए use करते हैं. With this activation, with the details that we have filled here, we are going to log in. So when you log into your CLAT account, then you can start filling in the form. So as you can see, we've got the notification for account activation. Click OK. And now with the password that we had created, we are going to enter or log into our clat.ac.in, consortium of NLUs.ac.in account. So I have received the application process notification over here. Make sure, let me quickly take you through the application process. So you have to fulfill all the eligibility criteria marks. Remember, the marks for eligibility criteria are not very are not a big number. You have to just get a 50%, 45%, and all the eligibility requirements for reservation categories. So what we are going to do is we are going to fill the form once with general category entry, and then we will pick up a reservation category and show you the process for reservation category also. So the consortium of NLUs are the ones that are organizing this exam. Application submission does not guarantee admission. I'm sure you are aware about that. Your application process or the submission of the application form will get you your admit card, but you have to fulfill all the criteria before you get admission, which means अगर आपने कोई डॉक्यूमेंट अभी अपलोड नहीं किया है या आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स गलत हैं, Remember, even if you get the admit card for the CLAT paper, you write the paper, but final verification will be done before your admission. All your documents will be checked, your mark sheets will be checked. So final step पे अगर कोई document गलत मिला या कोई document missing मिला, with the whole process done, you will still not be eligible for admission. तो अभी अगर आपका फॉर्म भरता जा रहा है, रिमेंबर अभी भरते समय नो चेकिंग इज हैपनिंग. Whatever you are uploading, the computer is taking it, the form is taking it. But at the final stage, either before the admit card or even if you get the admit card before your admission, all your documents are properly verified. So जो भी आप upload करें, make sure that it is authentic, because you don't get a chance to upload again once the submission date is out. So submission date से पहले आपको सब कुछ देना है. Later on, you cannot say that I uploaded the wrong category certificate. All right. So remember, all your document verification, all your minimum qualifications, CLAT score, rank, everything will be checked for final admission. Of course, you can read this page in detail, but remember, 31st October 2025 के बाद you will not be allowed to edit anything on this page. So right now, whether you take 2 days, 3 days, submit after a month, verify everything, take your time, but submit once you are sure all your documents are authentic. अब हमें choose करना है whether we are sitting for undergraduate or postgraduate. So we will click on undergraduate and start our application process. So this red tab, we are going to click. So the first step that we applied was gender, then applicant's name in full, fill the name of the parent or guardian, make sure that the parent or guardian's name that you fill is something that corroborates with your birth certificate. Date of birth. Since CLAT has no eligibility of date of birth, please ensure you fill the date of birth that is found on your mark sheet of high school and your birth certificate. So first we will fill general category and we will come back and then fill the form for reserved category. Upload your picture, save your picture in JPG format and fit it into the frame. This is the picture that will come on your admit card and all your documents will reflect this picture. Make sure that the picture has a white background. You are not wearing dark glasses, you are not wearing a cap, and you have a clear picture. Because we don't want that on the day of exam you are stopped because of your picture. Then you have to upload the signature. Click, scan your signature on a piece of paper with a white background. Save everything in JPG format and submit it. Remember, if whatever you submit over here, at this stage, they are not going to reject anything. But by the time you come for final submission, nothing that you have submitted here can be changed. So make sure that this is the signature because you are going to sign in front of the examiner. Your picture has to be yours because you will get this admit card and they will check and verify your picture. It should be matched with one other iCard that you produce. So when you go for your exam, you carry your Aadhaar and your admit card. So make sure that even if the pictures are not same, they are matching. So be careful of that. Be careful of the signature. This is the signature that you have to reproduce because the invigilator will check your admit card and then verify your sign during the exam. So make sure everything is what it actually is, so that on that day there is no problem. So you have uploaded the picture and the signature. Now, since we have filled in for general category, we are not going for EWS, we are not going for PWD category. We are going to click no over here and move to the next page. And there is a third category below poverty line. So we are going to save this draft and move to the next page. Now the next page, your address, the address that is verifiable, again the address that will go on your college application. If you have a temporary address, you can always get it changed later on and produce other documents. So don't worry about the address bit, as long as it is an address where something that the university wants to send or CLAT wants to send can be sent. At the time of admission, you will be asked to put that address over there once you are admitted into an NLU. If you stop living at this address and you are going to a new address, again, that is not going to be a concern. All you have to do is produce the relevant documents. So address is not such a problematic thing, but and it is very rare that CLAT sends you anything on a postal address. All the communication happens on the email ID. So the email ID that you fill on page 1 is the email ID that you have to use till the end of your admission, because that email ID will get everything. CLAT does not release anything in general. Every notification, including your score, application dates, and any other clarity they want from you, they will talk to you on that email. So make sure that email ID is authentic and one that you use and one that you will check. So we have filled in this address with PIN code. All the areas are marked as important, so you have to put in everything. Alternate contact number can be one of your parents. Just in case your number doesn't work, they can contact you there, and fill in another alternate email ID which works. But remember, they are going to send you everything on the first email ID. Unless it bounces, they will check the alternate email ID, but they don't send you anything on the alternate email ID. Only if it shows undelivered will they look for it. I have not seen a case where such a thing has happened. So if you are a serious candidate, give that first number and email ID as the numbers and email IDs that are yours and you're going to use. So again, we will save this draft and move to the next page. And now, as I said, your qualifying examination has to be filled in over here. If you are a 12th student currently, you will put appearing. Appearing means they will give you provisional admission. Once your mark sheet is out for 12th marks, they will give you final admission. So all the students who are appearing will put appearing over here. You will write the name of the board. Everything should match over here, because ISC. Put it ISC. This is what has to match from the form. Let's put appearing. Month of passing should be somewhere around, just put down May, the result comes out. May. And year of your appearing will be 2026. Are you putting my marks? Year of passing. 26, because we are looking at appearing, isn't it? Marked as appeared. Okay, appeared. So if you are appeared, then you have to write down year of passing. Yes, that is correct. 2000. And percentage of marks. Now remember, many students keep asking, should we do best of 4, best of 5? You have to do all 5. Just do all 5. Because how will you explain best of 4 or best of 5? So take the aggregate as 5 and put in your marks. Alright? And if you are putting in appearing, then you will select appearing over here. So you are going to select those. Yes, so appeared or passed. So we would isko passed karo. So because we are putting in a year that has gone, we are writing past. Those who are appearing will put appearing. Alright, those who have passed will put past. So those who select appearing, your year of passing will be 2026. That's the eligibility. You can't have 2027, then you are not eligible. Only 12th appearing are eligible. So 2026. And roughly you can select May or June over here. Alright. Again, we are going to save the draft and move to the next. Test center. Please fill the test center of your primary city of residence first. They will give you this test center. Most students get their first preference test center. So please fill the first preference as the city you live in or as the city where you are likely to be during the exam in December. And then select nearby centers as second preference. Everyone usually gets the first preference center. You have to compulsorily give 3 preferences. I have not seen anyone go to the third preference ever. So first center should be one where you stay so that you can wake up on that day, check the center a day beforehand, and your travel hassle is out. So we have put in the centers and again we will save as draft and move to next. Now we come to this page for domicile. So the law schools that have domicile will give you these options. So if you are a Karnataka student and you are availing of domicile, you will say yes. Hyderabad, Bhopal, Kolkata, Jodhpur, Raipur, Gandhinagar. Gandhinagar has other states also in it. You will put that down. There is a sports quota that has featured now for girls. If girls want to apply for this sports quota, they can fill it, but you have to give regular certificate of state level playing. All right. Silvassa. Then we have Lucknow. So if you are looking at state level reservation of Lucknow, you can click on this. Again, it has defense personnel. You have to fill it right now only. So if you are a son or daughter of a UP defense personnel, they killed or disabled in action, or Kashmiri whose parents lived in Kashmir, you can click on any of this, but you have to produce certificate. So let us click on yes for this. Now, you have to read the eligibility conditions and you will have to give supporting documents. So in Uttar Pradesh, the domicile for general category is not there. It is there for OBC category. All right. So which means you will, if you are looking at putting yes over here, you have to produce the state OBC certificate, right? Since we have selected general category, it will not support our claim. So we are going to put no. Same goes for RGNUL. So wherever you are looking at domicile, you will read, go to that law school, you will read what the domicile criteria is. For most law schools, it is for OBC candidates of that state. Some law schools have genuine domicile for residents of the state. There you can click yes. And we move forward to till the end. Right? So does not, we are not eligible here. So what we are going to do is we are going to select no for everything, otherwise the form will not submit. So wherever you see the red asterisk, you have to fill something or the other. So one by one, wherever you are not eligible, you are going to fill no. We are going to fill one more form where we will put yes to a category and see what we have to do over here. So for every step, you have to fill no. And then the last step is to submit the form. So no for Assam, no for Visakhapatnam. So it's a little painstaking process, but we have to keep filling no. Jabalpur, Sonipat. So as I said, because our default reservation is general, we will not be eligible for most of these categories. Then there is your disclaimer and affirmation that all the details shared are correct, and I give my consent to sharing these details with third party and non-member universities. Why? Because the universities that are using the CLAT score will be importing your details from here and then giving you admission. So now we click to the final step, which is submit form, and write down OK. Now, once you submit, your application number is generated, your name, date of birth, undergraduation status, and the last is the payment pending. So when we go to, we have three options. You can still validate your email address with an OTP. So let's validate the email address and go to request OTP. You will get an OTP here. Once you request your OTP, your email address will be verified. So we will go back to the email address and enter the OTP. So in 1 second, your OTP comes in. Enter the OTP and go to verify. You still have the option of changing email if your email ID is not correct. So email has been verified. Now we will go and look at all these three options. You can edit the application form. We will use this. But first we will go to make payment. The payment has to be for 4,000 rupees application fee because we are general category students. And do you want the previous year question papers? If you want, yes, you have to pay extra 500 for that, and your total payment is 4,500. But since you already have it, you can skip it. We have got all the previous year papers on our website. Once you confirm payment, it will take you to a payment gateway, and you click on pay now, and it takes you to a regular payment gateway where you can select the QR code payment, card payment, or net banking. Once you make the payment, on the previous page, let's go back. Go back on that application. Once you make the payment, your status will show as submitted completely, but payment pending will remove. Right? So this is how everything will look on your application form. However, if you think you need to fill a new form, you can edit your action or you can delete this application. However, if you delete the application, you will have to choose again the whole process from starting. Otherwise, best is to edit the application and it will take you back to the same pages. Right? Edit option will remain there till the last date, so you can go back and change. So as I said, the next form that I'm going to fill up would be for a reservation category. All right. So I have put the other backward classes. Right. Now, do you belong to non-creamy layer? Let's click yes. Now it brings you more options here. If you are an SC, ST or OBC candidate, you have to put in the relevant certificate, which means with the documents of your photo and signature, this certificate and all the certificates, whether it is a PWD category or EWS category or an OBSC, OBC, SC, ST category, you have to have all the certificates in that folder so that you can go back to that folder, put it on your desktop, put the picture, put the signature, upload the certificate here. Make sure that the certificate is not very old. If required, you can go and get it renewed, but it has to be, and ensure that you have the certificate that is in issuance now. So go to the required offices, get that certificate checked. If you have a very old version of the certificate, but or a certificate that is not in your name but in someone else's name, make sure that you get that certificate renewed. We have lots of time. And you can upload that certificate here. When you click on upload, it will take you to your folder. Make sure your certificates are here and you can upload it. Right? And same goes for PWD. Everything, document, PDF, everything has to be in a format that fits here.
Suppose if you go for S, then it will ask for coding certificates.
And we have clicked yes here. Again, you have to specify the kind of disability that is there, mention that disability, and get that certificate from a civil doctor or or a CMO of your state, or sitting in the capital or the city. So go to that city. I think a private doctor's thing may not work. So you have to go to the CMO and get this certificate there. So the certificate that the CMO gives you should have the same disability that you are describing here. So the description of the disability and the certificate should be aligned. Right? If that disability is of a nature where you can't write your paper, then you have to ask for a scribe. All right. So a scribe will be a person who is going to sit with you and fill in your answers. I hope you understand this, everyone. So this was step-by-step form filling from our side. If there are any questions, you can put them down below the video in the chat box, and we will get back to you with all the answers. If there is a specific thing that we want re-clarification on, we will be happy to shoot another video. All the best and good luck for CLAT 2026.